Guten Morgen. Uh, oh, oh, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, Tommy Likey. God damn, it smells good. Love the content. Thank you very much. Been enjoying your shorts lately. Thank you very much. Usually my wife is the only one allowed to enjoy my shorts, but hey, jump in there. I'll love you, boo-boo. Drugs are bad. Okay, not this one. This one's good. It's not a drug. It's a plant. It's an herb. And if you should so happen to set it on fire, it has some side effects. Oh my God. Are we waking and baking? No, we're not waking. It is 8:22 a.m. here. I'm actually about an hour and a half away from going to do a grocery pickup. My son's playing his video games. He's, half passed out from the night before. Renee was up at 4 o'clock this morning, unable to sleep, so she's currently laying down trying to get a few more winks in. So I am seizing the opportunity to do some prep work, do some rolling. I like to roll a few J's for the next few days in one setting, and I'm down to this bad boy here. So, oh my goodness. Prep work equals drugs. Oh, somebody all up in their feels this morning. Your mom says you got to do the dishes later. Yo, your mom says you got to do the dishes later. Yo, my mom's been dead for years. So if that bitch is talking to you, you need to see a psychiatrist. Like, seriously. You need to make an appointment, get some of that telehealth in before it's too late. You know what I'm saying? Kids are watching. Well, it specifically says on my title that it's not, or in the live, that it's not for kids. So I can't control your fucking kids. Sativa or indica. More of a sativa guy, but I'm pretty much whatever comes down the pipeline. The homeless lady you picked up and tried to bang said she was my mom. So your big flex in trying to own me is by telling the world that you pick up homeless women to try and have sex. Bold move, I guess. Not exactly an own of me. It's pretty much a cell phone, but you do you, boo. You do you. You fuck all the unhoused women you feel like you need to, okay? Is rec legal in Illinois? Yes. Yes, it is a grinder. A little grinder here. Nice. This strain is called ATF, I believe. Which is ironic as fuck. Hello from Canada. Good morning from the UK. Chicago ruins the whole state, then get the fuck out of the state. See? Now I'm your life coach. Have you tried vape? Only when we go on vacation and I need to get something through the airport. What's up, Poland? How you doing? Too many strains nowadays? There are a million strains nowadays. How am I doing? I'm doing just fine. Hi from Newfoundland. Hello. You can't afford any collard greens right now? I'm sorry to hear that. Tom's not running for the American president. I appreciate your support, but that's not happening. Oh, Jamaica, Rasta Santana? Yeah. I won him at the local carnival several years back, and he used to travel with us in the work truck. Hubby and I are new to your channel and found you by accident and love your channel. Thank you very much. Say hello to the hubs. The Democratic Party is asking the same questions that they asked after the Civil War, but instead of who is asking to pick our cotton, now they are asking who is going to pick our fruits and vegetables. Whatever helps you sleep at night, sweet pea. Oregon sends love. Thank you very much, Oregon. Thank you very much, Boris. Tom, we're going to Montego Bay Monday. Have you been to that part of Jamaica? I've only flown into Montego Bay, as that's where one of the two big airports are. We fly into Montego Bay, but I've never stayed in Montego Bay. We fly into Montego Bay, then we get into transport and we go to Ocho Rios. What job did you do? I was a landscape contractor for 26 years. I owned my own landscape company for the last 6 of those 26 years. I retired from landscaping back in 2018, and since then I've become a full-time content creator. I own half of a small trucking company. My wife and I are mobile notaries, and that's about it. I've written a couple of books. There is currently a purge of the military going on, yes. You anti-Trump YouTubers need to organize demonstrations and make protest movements happening. I'm going to ask you a question. What do you think that's going to accomplish? And I'm not trying to argue with you when I say that. I'm being sincere. I want to have a regular conversation. What do you think 10 million people in the streets would do? And we're never going to get 10 million. But what do you think 10 million? Nothing. Because he doesn't give a fuck. He is in the last term he can ever run for. He's going to do what the fuck he wants, how the fuck he wants it, and that is it. You want to make a difference? Vote in the midterms. Take his congressional power away from him. Shave your head for 3 subs. Never going to happen. Can you see if it's raining outside? I know it's not raining outside. I just saw right before I came in here. Can't wait for that $8,000 check. Yep, just anybody who thinks they're getting an $8,000 check should go ahead and just spend it. Put it on the card. You'll be able to pay it off next month when you get the $8,000 check. Are you tired? I've been tired since like 92. Yes, that's right. I have been tired since I was 20 years old. And that ain't no fucking lie. I saw you got upset. Someone thought you drank, yet your set is surrounded with acid and pop culture. First of all, I'm not upset because somebody thinks I drink. Not in the least bit. I just correct people and let them know that I don't drink. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? This I'll smoke my bong next month. Have you talked about Steve Bannon thrown out of? I saw that. I don't know that that's necessarily what he did in that instance. And I'm never going to defend these fucking pieces of shit, including Steve Bannon, who is an absolute scumbag, white supremacist piece of dog shit. I like your electric guitar. Oh, that one? Yeah. Get a job. I have a job. Get the balls to say that without hiding behind an anonymous account, sweet pea. Get a life. Well, I have a life. I have quite a nice life, as a matter of fact. I work for myself. I make better money than I ever have. I have 4 great kids, 2 great, wonderful grandchildren. Not great grandchildren, just they're grandkids that are great. Uh, I have a nice little piece of the American Dream. Shout out, please. Who went by there? Mr. Champion League. Do you eat ready meals? What's a ready meal? Enjoy your videos. Thank you very much. God, these comments are going by very quickly. I'm sorry, I'm going to miss a shit ton of them. A ready meal is a TV dinner. Oh shit, I haven't eaten a TV dinner in fucking eons. I can't even remember the last time I had a TV dinner. 3 years ago, maybe. Edibles, yes or no? I would love to be able to do edibles, but I have tried edibles and they don't have any effect on me. And my wife gave me, what was the last edible she gave me? I think she gave me like 100 or 200 milligrams, and it was nothing. And so I'm not gonna use edibles and go broke trying to catch a buzz. Oh, there are always trolls. No matter if it's TikTok, Instagram, here, it doesn't matter. You're always going to get trolls. These fucking people have no lives. And so what they do is they go into the live events of people they don't like, make jackasses out of themselves, and tell them, "Why don't you get a life, man?" Tom, what do you consider just punishment for DA who refused to prosecute cops who used the war on drugs to abuse a teenage girl over and over and over again? My idea of just punishment for people who assault and attack children might be different from a lot of other people's, but I am of the opinion that if a dog attacks a child, we immediately put it down. I don't understand why we don't do the same for human beings. They say, some of the experts say that we should castrate these people. We should take away their ability to do this. Others say we should inject them with a tracker so that we can track their whereabouts at any point in time. And having an injectable tracer inside of them means that we can easily track them. And my answer to that would be, you know what else makes it easy to track pedophiles? Burials. Yep, there he is, still on the ground. Where's my grinder? It's in my desk drawer. What's the best way to eat a hard shell taco without making a mess? You got to turn your head. You turn the taco ever so slightly, and you turn your head a little bit more, and you dive into it. And you don't worry about not making a mess. You just get in there. You know what I mean? Sometimes tacos fall apart. There are 3 special elections coming up for the House of Representatives, 2 in Florida, 1 in New York. These 3 special elections, for those of you that do not know what's going on, these 3 special elections are for 3 seats in the House of Representatives for people that Donald Trump picked to be members of his cabinet and therefore are no longer in the Congress. There are 2 seats in Florida, 1 seat in New York that are up on these special elections coming up in the very near future. And if the Democrats can win these 3 special elections, it means just a couple of months after Donald Trump takes office and the Republicans assume power in all of Congress, we can take it back. We can take the House of Representatives back with these 3 seats. Will we? It remains to be seen. If the Democrats can take those 3 House of Representative seats, that means that his economic agenda, Trump's economic agenda, is dead. It doesn't go anywhere because the House of Representatives controls the purse. When I eat a taco, her legs keep my head straight. There you go. That's nice. I don't know that you want to keep your head straight though when you're down in there. I think it needs to be something like an abstract symphony. You know, you just need you need to be like in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be eating snapper, you need to eat. And you come up for air, and then you give it the old. You don't want your head to be still. You want to get like it's it's all over you. You want to come up and have it dripping off your face and have her with her head rolled back into the pillow, eyes like. You'll be all right. You're gonna wake people up. You're laughing so hard. Hey, wake them the fuck up, man. Wake them the fuck. Smack that motherfucker laying in bed next to you. Go, do you hear this motherfucker? I want it now. 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 Eat, motherfucker. Are you rolling a fat one? I mean, they're not necessarily fats. Here's the couple that I've already rolled. They're normal J's. I use raw cones because I know the owner of raw cones and he likes to send me care packages, which consist of a shit ton of raw cones. Chicks with sticks, you got tricked? What is he talking about? What time is it right now where you're at? 8:39 a.m. Central Time here in the suburbs of Chicago. How do you roll like that? Well, it's a cone. First things first, you're not rolling. Here, let me show you. What you have is a raw, unfilled, empty cone. It comes with the little filter, comes with the paper. It's ready to go. So you're not rolling anything. What you're doing is you're packing your herb in there in lifts. And the cones come with these little push plugs. And so you put a little bit in. And then you give it the old how's your father, right? And you put a little bit more in. You could just use that. You could use one of these doohickeys, which will be able to funnel it in. Then you use your little stickaroo, and you just keep packing it down, okay? And you just keep packing those down in lifts, little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit, and eventually you will have one of those. Un momento, por favor. Yeah, the owner of Raw sent me the tray too. Oh, excuse me. Cones are too expensive. Well, like I said, this last shipment I got from Josh over at Raw was 3 years worth of cones. Oh, people are having all kinds of arguments with one another in the comment section. It's turned into a whole fucking thing. Y'all motherfuckers are just like at each other's throats. It's like a fucking elementary school drop-off line. Listen, motherfucker. One more minute here, guys. And I'll be able to pay more attention to you. I'm going to wrap up this third one here, and then we're going to be done. And then we'll be good for today and tomorrow. Tom, what do you think about the concept of dividing into two countries? For the longest time, I've been dead set against it, and then there are things that have happened in the modern era, in the Trump era, that have made me go, fuck it, let him go. If the South wants to secede again, let him go. Hang on, guys. I gotta fix the phone stand. Can you play that guitar on the wall? Nope, don't know how. Burnout Czar, thank you. I gotta be honest with you, I've never been more amazed than I have with the generosity of the YouTube crowd, right? I've been on TikTok for 5 years. I've put on 1.5 million followers over there. And they've been generous, no doubt about it. But the YouTube audience, it just throws you fucking money. Smoking a joint pre-rolled. The next one, well, rolling. No. See, that's the point. So when I went to bed last night, I was working on this guy right here, right? So it's not quite a full joint. And that's the last rolled joint that I have. So that'll be my joint for today. That'll go through the whole day and probably into tonight. But later on tonight, I might want to spark the beginning of a new one, or maybe just tomorrow at some point in time. And so I robbed myself 3 new ones, right? So this is the one I'll work on the rest of the day. And now I'm set up for the next couple of days. Ready to roll. I don't have to roll every day. Love your channel and videos. Thank you very much. Why are MAGA obsessed with trans and men's dongs? I've been trying to figure that out for years now. Can't smoke anymore. Prefer vape bags. Totally understand. When did you smoke your first joint? 13. Don't bogart that joint. Can't pass it through the screen, my friend. I don't know what to tell you. Is today's topic something other than twisting up some fun? I just went live while I was rolling. That's all. You know, the house is still generally asleep. I'm an hour and 15 minutes away from needing to go get a grocery run. Bro looks like he's never had REM sleep once in his life. Dude, at least I show my face. 12 for me, LOL. Did you ever see The Rocks? Are you talking to me or somebody else? Just started watching your content. I'm 21. I think in life, we young people need to take the advice of people older than us. Listen, I am of the opinion that you younger generations should heed the words in some manner of the elder generations, because the elder generations have been the ones that have been there. But keep in mind, the elder generations are also the ones that have fucked things up. So what you need to do is you need to listen to the older generation. And unfortunately for you guys, it's going to be a tough road to hoe for you guys, but you guys are going to have to figure out what the older generation is saying as far as the truth and as far as what's not the truth. And when it comes to how they've been able to govern, a lot of that you guys might want, you younger generations, you Gen Zs and Gen Alphas might want to tweak into making it your own. Because clearly the people before my gen, I'm Gen X, and the silent generation and the baby boomers have been controlling power in America for decades. And Gen X really never has had a seat at the table. We're just now getting a seat at the table, and we're already entering retirement age. So this country now belongs to millennials and Gen Zers and soon Gen Alphas. And it clearly the silent generation and the baby boomers have fucked things up beyond all recognition. So just you guys tweak the legislation end of it to fit your own world, and take some advice from your elders among about other things. Take some parenting advice and some general life advice and things of that nature. But when it comes to governing, make governing your own. Make this country your own. Thank you very much, Droid8613. Do you prefer indica or sativa strains? Yes. Why come here to troll, Peace Frog? Because people like that, people who troll lives of people that they don't like, don't have a life themselves. Don't raise weak people. It is incumbent upon you as a parent to make sure that your children are ready to become productive members of society the moment they turn 18, no matter what their path in life is. Any advice on overcoming the fear of failure? I have a project I'm excited about, but I fear that it won't come out as I expected it to be. Okay. When it comes to that type of advice, I'm really not the guy that you should be asking, because, and I'm being very serious when I say this, you can ask my wife, you can ask my kids, you can ask anybody that knows me. If I have an unwarranted level of confidence in everything that I do. Okay. What is this? Somebody said somebody doxed me. You can't dox me, my guy. I've already had my shit public for quite some time. I have an unwarranted level of self-confidence in everything that I do. And I'm confident about shit that I have absolutely no reason to be confident about. Sorry, I saw this. Somebody left a gift, and I wanted to heart it before it went by, because I didn't have a chance to heart the first one. And I like to acknowledge everybody that does give the gifts. They are truly appreciated. So I don't have a fear of failure. I just fucking do shit, and I'm like, if it fails, it fails. If it succeeds, it succeeds. And so looking for how to do away with your fear of failure is something that somebody else is going to have to help you with, because I don't give a fuck. Fail or succeed, it doesn't matter. You just move on to the next fucking thing. If that's, you know what I mean? If this thing fell apart, whatever it is that you happen to be doing in the moment. Hate Ashbury doxed me. I can't be doxed, but okay. How did he dox me? Did he give out my address? I've given my address out. Did he give out my name? I've given my name out. I have a couple of moderators. I don't know where they're at, and it doesn't really matter at the moment. Maybe the secret to success is bankrupting casinos. It seems like the secret of success is being born on third base. Coffee, bong, and a live stream. That could be the name of somebody's book. It was a joke. Oh. Yeah, Haight Ashbury is a famous intersection in San Francisco. I live on Valley Drive in Shanahan. My apologies, I didn't recognize that it was a joke. People have been trying to dox me for years, but they get all butthurt when they realize that you can't dox me. You can't call my boss, because that would be me. What are your political views? I've always referred to myself as a center-left liberal Democrat. Here, we'll bullet point some things. Gay marriage. I don't give a fuck who you marry. I don't give a fuck who you fuck. I don't give a fuck if 9 of you get married and fuck. As long as everybody's a consenting adult and nobody gets harmed, I don't give a shit. Abortion. Ain't my body, ain't my choice. All the way up to the time of birth. It's not my fucking choice. It's not my body. It's not my fucking choice. Guns. You're goddamn right I have a right to own guns. Not only is it enshrined in the Constitution of the United States, but we live in a world we live in a country where there are 1.4 guns for every man, woman, or child. And even though I live in a small town, it's going to take the police a few seconds to get to my door, a few minutes to get to my door. So I have a right to defend who's in this house. Healthcare, Medicare for all, man. Universal healthcare, period. End of fucking story. I'm not in favor of universal basic income until and unless we reach a point of automation where there just simply aren't enough jobs for people. Then we need to tax the fully automated companies to provide UBI for the people that can't work because there aren't enough jobs. I'm pro death penalty. If you take a life, you forfeit your life to your right to live among us. I'm in favor of expanding public education beyond senior and high school, expand it by 2 years, and pay for people to go to a community college for 2 years and get an associate's degree, or spend the 2 years after high school going to a trade school and learning a trade. I don't understand why we don't want an educated workforce in the United States of America when it comes to actual four-year colleges. Make student loans directly from the federal government with no interest. I don't know what else to touch on as far as like general bullet points. Have you seen many Trump supporters moving over to your channel airing their grievance against him? No, you just see it in general across social media platforms. A livable minimum wage, I am definitely in favor of. What are your thoughts on immigration, bro? Well, my thoughts on immigration are as follows. First things first, those lines on a map are imaginary. They don't fucking exist. Secondly, if the roles were reversed and you couldn't find work in the United States of America and my kids were going hungry every fucking night and I was listening to them cry from the hunger pains as they tried to fall asleep, there isn't a fucking man-made border on this fucking planet that I wouldn't cross to put food on my table. And given the fact that I had the honor and privilege of working with undocumented immigrants, predominantly from Mexico, for a quarter of a century in the landscape industry, and I had a chance to get to know these folks, I have no fucking problem with people coming across our border in search of a better life, especially considering our immigration system is so fucked up that it takes people a decade or more to become eligible to get into this country. And I don't know how long you can go without eating, but a decade seems like a really fucking long time. And when you see that immigrants are the backbone of this fucking country for the most part, I got no problem with immigration. And as somebody who worked in a field with a bunch of undocumented immigrants and who couldn't find American born white guys to do the job, I'd say if people want to bitch and moan about Mexicans coming to take their jobs, then go do those jobs. Go pick the fucking fruit. Go pick the fucking vegetables. Go roof the houses. Go landscape the properties. Go do. If you want those fucking jobs so bad, go do them. If you're not doing them, then why are you bitching about somebody taking them from you? I was a supervisor for a multi-million-dollar company before I started my own landscape company, and we could not find American-born men, white or brown for that matter, to do the fucking work. And we're not talking about shit wages. We're talking about union positions that 30 years ago were paying a guy $22 an hour to start with no experience to run a Bobcat. $12 to $14 an hour to start as a fucking laborer, and if you had some experience as a landscape foreman, then you got that $16 to $19 an hour wage with paid holidays, with 401ks, with health and welfare, and we couldn't get Americans to do the job. It wasn't slave wages; it was a lack of fucking testosterone from the fucking American born. I'm not doing that shit. Or you got these white guys in that said, well, these guys are all Mexicans. I should just be made the supervisor over them on day one with no fucking experience because I was born in America. Fuck you, champ. You want to know who taught me how to landscape? Mexicans in the field. I worked underneath a Mexican undocumented immigrant foreman on a crew. That's who taught me how to landscape. You want to come in with no experience and teach and supervise these guys? Pick up a fucking shovel, pick up a fucking wheelbarrow, go to fucking work. Tom is the hypocrite. Well, you're welcome to explain how, Balthasar. Thank God Trump is president. You would think your imaginary sky theocracy, daddy, for a guy that's fucking this country up at record pace. Mexicans are some of the hardest workers You damn right. Why would you reject the stimulus check? Who said I was going to reject the stimulus check? I'll be wake and bake soon. Trump derangement syndrome? Yeah, it exists in the minds of all those people that wear all of that Trump merch and spend all their hard earned money on more Trump gear. No faith in God. You just explained it all. You're damn right I have no faith in God because you can't prove that God exists. And even if you could prove that God exists, if you want me to worship the God of your Bible, not a chance in hell. If you ever actually fucking read the thing, I attract trolls on. I have tons of trolls on TikTok, tons of trolls on Twitter and Facebook. Not really any trolls on Threads or Bluesky yet. If you want to know what God thinks about money, look at who he is. I wouldn't worship no motherfucker. This guy says. Oh yeah, the trolls always gather. Let them gather. Who gives a fuck? Let them fucking gather. The trolls like to flood into the comment section and go, here's Tom's address, and then post my address. And I go, yeah, that's my address. And then they go, well, yeah, you thought I was going to go, oh my God, they posted my address. My address is a fucking 10-second Google search away. If I didn't want you to find my address, I wouldn't use my real name and face and all of my content. Here's a question. Where did you meet your wife? I met my wife in a Chicagoland AOL chat room in May of 1997. If you're old enough to remember the old school AOL chat rooms back in the day, they had these rooms that had 25 or 50 people in them. And people were talking to each other, and it was like just a continuous feed like this, but you couldn't see any images. And then you would have like little side conversations with people in little instant messages. And so I was in a Chicagoland area chat group. And back in the day, for the boys and girls who are not familiar with the AOL chat groups, you used to type something into the comment section that said A/S/L. That was you sending up a bat signal. Age, sex, location. It was a way for everybody to chime in and say, 23, female, Chicago, right? Age, sex, location. And I used to put ASU, age, sex, underwear check, because we were all looking to get laid. We were all trying to have some fun. And so I did an age, sex, underwear check. And Renee responded to one of them. And we, bing, started a little side conversation going. And we talked for a little while. And then we went out on a couple of dates. And 27 plus years later, coming up on 28 years later this May, we're still together. A Canadian glad for the sane Americans. Right on, brother. The OG of online dating. Yep, AOL chat rooms, baby. That was the bar of the late 90s. That was where you met motherfuckers. My wife was actually married when I met her, but separated. She was in the process of getting a divorce from her high school sweetheart. She was in her early 20s. She'd only been married for a very short period of time to her high school sweetheart. We went out on 2 dates. On the second date, at the end of the second date, I looked at her and I went, I'm going to marry you. And she went, I'm sorry, what? I went, I'm going to marry you. And she was like freaked out, rightfully so, right? That's a weird thing to say on the second date. And I didn't hear from her for 6 weeks. Paged her, paid nothing. So I was like, all right. I gave it up. And then I was out at a bar called Dirty Nelly's up in Palatine, Illinois with my cousin and some of his friends. And my pager went off and it was her. And she's like, where are you? I'm like, I'm at Dirty Nelly's. What the fuck you want? I haven't heard from you for 6 weeks. She's like, I thought we would get together. I'm like, you want to get together? You bring your ass up here. I'm not coming down there. Click. Next thing you know, there she is walking through the door at the bar. Hey, what's going on? Are you Tizzy Ent's father? No, I am not. What are your thoughts on banning assault weapons? I am not in favor of banning assault weapons. Give me proof God doesn't exist. That's not how proof works. You made a claim that there's a God. You have to prove it. I don't have to prove you wrong. You have to prove yourself correct. Royal Auto Tune. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Need to know what the green M Eagle AG and red shirt was actually saying. Mexicans aren't going anywhere, is what that stands for. You guys got me for a few more minutes here, so ask your questions now while you can. Yes, Mexicans aren't going anywhere. If you go to my TikTok shop, my TikTok account, and you go to my showcase, my shop there, you can buy that shirt there. Mexicans aren't going anywhere. What's your opinion on LGBTQ? I think we should just be leaving these people the fuck alone. They just want to live their life, and for some reason, there's a segment of our society that just won't let them do that. Best president of your lifetime. Okay, so there's an interesting question. Best president of your lifetime. So I was born at the tail end of the Nixon administration, and I have lived through Nixon, Ford, Carter, Reagan, Poppy Bush, Clinton, W, Obama, Trump, Biden, and now back into Trump. Greatest president of my lifetime? Probably Obama, but it's going to be a 1A, and 1B is going to be Richard Nixon. That is going to be that's going to be a very tight race between those two. Do you think we will heading into a depression? Possibly a recession, maybe not a depression. Yes, I was alive during Carter. Did you miss something with the second half podcast? No, you haven't. I have not done a second half podcast in a minute. I have not done a off topic with Tom Powell. I haven't done a podcast episode of either of my podcasts. I'm trying to figure out how to combine the two podcasts, eliminate where they're at, combine the two podcasts, and do them in the form of YouTube lives moving forward, where this is the platform that people can see it all. And I haven't been focusing on the podcast because I've been focusing on what makes me money, which is straight up content. Hang on a second here. What's the point of typing gay? They have no life. That's why. That's why I just put them in a 24-hour timeout. So they're going to have to go form a new account if they want to come back in there and type gay over and over and over again. Will the military overthrow Trump? I can't see that happening. I hate trolls. Ted Nugent, LOL. Why Nixon? Because he did a lot of really good things. Richard Nixon's accomplishments read like a liberal's wet dream. What's your opinion on people who fly the Confederate flag? I think that their minds are gone. Tell Renee I said love y'all. Will do. We have to go get groceries after a little bit. Were the 70s the best? I think the 80s were the best, but wait, hang on a second. Somebody retracted a message. Where did it go? Will Trump live to see the end of his term? Who the hell knows? I mean, he's, what, 80? Do you think Social Security is gone? I don't think that you can rely on it. I think that if it's there, it's going to be a bonus to people. I think that you've got to figure out something else other than Social Security. I don't think Social Security is anything that could be truly relied on moving forward. Just keep the McDonald's flowing? Do you need McDonald's? Well, I don't understand what that means. Just keep the McDonald's flowing. His base will be upset if he touches Social Security. Yep. Oh, for Trump? Gotcha. Have you heard about Project Third Term? No, I know that he doesn't want to leave. I know that he wants to stay, and there's a bill that has been introduced to allow just Trump to run for a third term. Never going to happen. You have to alter the Constitution for that to happen. And in order to alter the Constitution, you need to get approval from 2/3 of the House. You're not going to get that. 2/3 of the Senate. You're not going to get that. And ratification from 38 states. You're not going to get that. Florida says you are old. No fucking shit, Sherlock. Why don't you tell me something I don't fucking know? Alberta brought up separation from Canada and joined the United States. That will lead to a congressional crisis. I'm out, dude. Good morning. I got shopping to do. Take it easy, Matthew. Enjoy. I am 52 years old. Yes, I will be 53 years old in May. I was born May 13th, 1972. You can read about my birth and the first 4 years of my life in this book entitled A Grateful Life, the life story of a husband, father, and taco-loving deadhead, available in paperback and ebook formats now. I've actually self-published 2 books, but if you want to read about my life, at least the first 45 years of it, there you go. Thank you very much for the donation to the person who sent that over. That was extraordinarily kind of you. Did you see the show at the Sphere? No, I did not. Stevie Wonder's birthday. Yes, it is. Florida is going down the shitter. Florida is America's incubator of butt sweat and theme parks. It is as if somebody paved over a swamp and built the Dollar General. And I'm paraphrasing a comedian and all of that, but it's accurate as fuck, right? It's also God's waiting room. It's where people go to die. But yeah, Florida is a beautiful state and an absolutely horrendous state all at the same time. They got bugs the size of sanitation trucks down there. It's fucking grotesque. It's like one giant meth lab. Tom only has a touch of gray. I wish. Great song, by the way. But no, would my YouTube audience like to see me without a beard? Not shave it. Would you like to see a photograph of me without a beard? Florida is flat as a pancake. New Jersey has hills. Okay. I'm going to show you a photograph of Renee and I when we were dating. This photograph is going to come to you in the form of circa 1998. Yeah, wow. So I am 26 years old in this picture. Renee is 23 in this picture. Let's see if I can do this on YouTube. I know how to do this on the other platforms. There we go. Whoosh. There's your boy. 1998, 26 years old. Rocking the sideburns. Yeah. Got the Harry Potters on before that was a fucking thing. No shit, I'm fat guts. Are you just now realizing this? Guts, your powers of perception suck, dude. I've been on these social media apps making video content for years, and I've been fatter for longer. So, yeah, no, keep the beard. No fucking shit, man. It is the beard that adds to my age mostly, yes. He looks like my coffee table. Okay. How much sex you have done in your life? Maybe this is better in the original Russian, but it didn't really come across well in English, my guy. Trump is the goat. I mean, he might fuck goats. I don't know that he is the goat. We weren't even talking about politics just now, and here you come in talking about Trump. So, whose head does he live in rent free again? Oh. Trump will serve 3 terms, only if we change the Constitution. Yes, Nixon was a super racist asshole who should be remembered for all of the bad shit he did. That doesn't mean that the good shit he did should be forgotten. So you want to forget about the things that Richard Nixon did that were good entirely? You want to forget about the fact that he formed the EPA, clean water, clean air? You want to forget about the fact that Nixon formed OSHA, safe work environments? You want to forget about the fact that Richard Nixon signed Title IX, women in college sports. You want to forget about the fact that Richard Nixon ended the draft and put us onto an all military, volunteer military. You want to just forget about all of those things? How much child support do you pay? Not a dime. Never have. Not once. How much child support do you pay? Once again, just answer that question. Blood type, ketchup. Now, I very rarely use ketchup. More of a barbecue sauce guy than I am a ketchup guy. Guts, let me ask you a question. Do you find it easy to mock other people's body types while you hide your looks behind an anonymous account? Because where I come from, that makes you a coward. Nixon did nothing. Well, that'd be your little secret. Hot sauce is key. Hot sauce is key. You know what I mean? I must say, you have great videos. Well, thank you very much. What state are you originally from? Illinois. I was born just outside of the city of Chicago. I grew up just outside the city of Chicago, spent my summers in southern Indiana. When I graduated 8th grade here in the Chicagoland area, I moved to southern Indiana for my high school years. I didn't really go to high school, so to speak. I did freshman year and then dropped out at the beginning of my sophomore year. And then I traveled the country for a few years, and then I settled right back here in the Chicagoland area. Trump will reduce inflation. When? How? Oh, my bad, Tim Cratchit. 3 terms. He's old as hell. Enjoy your videos. Thank you very much. Trump will reduce inflation by reducing the deficit. How's he going to reduce the deficit? He's proposing. I want you to think about this. He posted the other day an article, and he doesn't post things unless he's floating the idea of, hey, would this be a good idea? He posted an article saying that because Doge has allegedly found $40 billion in wasteful spending, that he believes that maybe the American taxpayers should each get a check for $5,000. Now, that is sending a $5,000 check to each taxpayer. I then did the math on that with just using how many returns were filed. Keep in mind, when my wife and I file one return, that's two taxpayers, right? I just did the number of returns filed times $5,000, and that comes to $770 billion. So you're telling me that Donald Trump is going to reduce the deficit, yet less than a month in or a month into his presidency, he is proposing sending the American people $770 billion worth of checks because he saved $40 billion in wasteful spending. Do you understand what kind of deficit spending that is? That is hundreds of billions of dollars added to our debt. Like that. How old are you? I am 52 years old. I will be 53 in May. My wife is 3 years younger than me. I have a 35-year-old daughter, a 23-year-old daughter, a 20-year-old daughter, and a 13-year-old son. I also have a 14-year-old granddaughter and a 9-year-old granddaughter. Thank you, Legendary, for those recommendations. Yes, my wife and I had a daughter. Then we had a daughter. Then we decided to stop having kids, and then 7 years later we had a son. And then many years later we took DNA tests, and I discovered that I had a daughter that I never knew existed. And so that's how we wound up with 4 kids. Any book suggestions? Yes, mine. Buy my 2 books. What? Oh, everybody's trying to get a comment in, or people are having conversations with each other. Is your book on Amazon? Both of my books are on Amazon in paperback and ebook formats. There's a link in my bio. You can go. I also have merch. I have t-shirts and hoodies and magnets and buttons and stickers and ornaments and coasters and travel tumblers and all kinds of shit. Um, but guys, listen, I got to get ready to go get my groceries. So maybe we can do this another time later on. But I got a grocery pickup I got to do. So I appreciate, guys. Just send me messages, whatever. Leave comments in the comment sections of the videos, asking questions. My wife goes through those quite a bit, and she's like, "Hey, this person's asking this, and this person's asking that," and so I don't have a chance to go through them as much as I would love to because I'm making the content, but she will try to get to me as many of those questions as humanly possible. All right, take it easy, guys.